Here we are at Hyde Resort and Villas. This is a little place that I found on Google Maps, and then Jason from Good Vibes Pattaya was kind enough to come in and check it out for me, and he did a video that he posted to YouTube, and that's what really sold me on this little place. You'll see, but when we get in there, it's just a little gem. It's an oasis in an urban setting. I mean, this is what's next door to it. This is called the Space Building. But you would never know you were, right on the fringe of a fairly major city here in Pattaya, Thailand. So let's go take a look. It's well kept. You can see that they're constantly doing maintenance on it. Got a little car park here. I'll be getting a rental car later on today. And this is where I'll come in and park the vehicle when I'm here during the overnight hours. And then this is the entry into the reception area. Just impeccably maintained and well kept. It's older, don't get me wrong, it's an older property, but they've stayed on top of their maintenance, and it is clean. This is a little restaurant, on-property restaurant on site. It's called Caravan. I haven't eaten there. It's Russian and Balkan cuisine, which I don't know that I'm a big fan of either of those two cuisines. Maybe we'll give it a try later on. I'm here for 10 days, so there's ample opportunity for that. And then as we progress back into the property, you can see it's just lush vegetation everywhere you go. Nice little pond here. And then this is the little pool bar / outdoor restaurant. Haven't eaten there. I've had three singhas yesterday when I first arrived, and lounged around the pool. And this is the pool. Quite a nice setting, actually. I swam in it. Like bath water. If anything, it was a little too warm. I wish it had been a little cooler. But I'm not complaining. This is such a nice little place. So they have poolside villas, which I happen to have one, and I'll show you that in a moment. But they also have these cute little garden villas back here. And we'll walk back through there into the property so you can take a look at that. And last night I was sitting out on my balcony, and I knew beforehand. I had done a little online research, and they have these incredible bats. And I know it sounds kind of freaky, but they're really cool. They're like probably about the size of a small cat. I mean, they're big, and they hang around up in these. Oh, there they are right there. They're up in those trees. I doubt that you can see it, but they're hanging up there. And then after sunset, they take off and they go pinging for insects. And then I suppose they fly all night feeding. I'm not sure how late they stay out. Pattaya is kind of a night town. And then they come back and they hang in the trees and get some shut-eye. Again, this place is just so lush. I mean, it's just such a cute, cool find. I'm so glad that I was able to do a little research and find this, from the States via Google. Google's your friend. And then Jason came and did the walkthrough with his video, and that sold me. I said, okay, that's it. And I booked it. Originally, I booked one of these back here, and they're all the rooms are comparable in size and quality and cleanliness and all that. But when I got here, the lady at the front desk asked me if I wanted to upgrade for a small additional price, which was reasonable, and I did. So I got a pool-side villa. Literally, I'm 10 steps to the pool and into the water, which is pretty comfortable. And it's a nice view out my front window. You'll see when I come back into that. But yeah, this is such a cool little place. I mean, it's old school. I mean, corrugated roof. I will say that in the heat of the day, the insulation is a bit lacking, and it can get a little bit warm in the room. At least it did for me. But that was my first day in the room, so the AC hadn't been on. So I closed the drapes and cranked the AC up, and by the time I went to bed, it was absolutely comfortable. Actually, it was a little chilly in the overnight. Initially I went to sleep without covers, and I woke up a little bit on the cool side. And so the AC works. It's just during the heat of the day it struggles a little bit. But if you keep the drapes cool, it stays reasonably warm or reasonably cool. And I'm not sure how many cottages they have. I'm gonna guess they're probably somewhere in the maybe 35 range, 40. And then they've got another little wing that they call there's another small pool, and they call that the poolside apartment annex, if you will. It looks like it might have been another property at one point that they acquired and then incorporated into this larger property. But I wanted to stay in one of these little villas because they're so cool. Let's go back here off the beaten path. Yeah, maybe not. That looks like it might be staff area back there. So, but again, look at this. I mean, this is what you call tropical paradise. Well, maybe not paradise, but it's certainly a nice little oasis. All right, let's head back up to the pool. And my villa is on the other side of the pool from where we're at right now. Take just a moment to get up there. And again, constantly doing their maintenance. So we decup. It's beautiful. And this is low season, so I don't think it's probably, maybe if it's 50% occupied, I'd be a little bit surprised at that. I think it's a little lower than that. I'd say we're maybe running at about 40% occupancy right now. But you know what? It's midweek. It's not even midweek. Today's Tuesday. I came in on Monday, so I suspect as the weekend nears, we'll start to see a few more people trickling in, and then Pattaya, tomato, depending on how you like to say it, is kind of a resort destination for people coming out of Bangkok for the weekend. So it does kind of get a little more crowded and active on the weekends. But again, just a neat place. All right, let's go take a look at my room. It's right there. A2 is my little home away from home for the next 10 days. That's the only drawback to this place. You got this kind of a monstrosity overlooking you, but you know what? Don't look up. It's fine if you don't look up. And this place is dead quiet in the evening hours. Of course, everybody goes out for their dinner, but even after when people come back, and again, it's low vacancy or low occupancy right now. But there was no noise last night. I slept like a rock until 2 o'clock in the morning. Of course, I woke up at 2 o'clock. I'm still adjusting, and then rolled back over. But here's my little seating area. This is mine and mine alone. Some of them kind of have a common patio, if you will, but this one has a very private one. I sat out here last night for a little while. No bugs to speak of, but I was out fairly early. I went to bed fairly early, or went inside fairly early anyway. But while I was out here for maybe an hour and a half, listening to some music and just enjoying the night. The music was competing with the animal night sounds, but it was pleasant. So here we are. This is my little home away from home. And I've done a little bit of redecorating, but not much. I just moved things around to make it a little more convenient for me, a little more functional. So nice big bed. Again, Thailand has a kind of a notorious reputation for having concrete beds, but you know, the 3 nights I was up in Bangkok, that bed was quite comfortable to me. It was firm. This one, same thing. It's firm, but it's comfortable. I kind of like a firmer bed, so it's not an issue for me. And then got a little TV, fridge, and then here's the view from the room. Not too bad. Another window here, and it's pretty private. Just a couple more back there. I just closed this drape and kind of blocked the view for those people. Here's the little AC. You know, I got it cranked down to 18 Celsius, and it's chugging away all the time. It's not shutting off, but I was comfortable last night. So this little vanity, or whatever you want to call it, this little desk, would normally go back in that corner over there. And that little table is normally the bed stand on the, if you're facing the bed, on the right hand side of the bed. One thing about this place, I'll just show you the bathroom when we're back here. It's kind of old school. You know, it's not completely traditional Thai. If it was completely traditional Thai, this wall wouldn't be here. This would just be an open bathroom and water would go everywhere. But they would probably include that at some point for us Western expatriates that like to have the water contained. And then a little basin. Yeah, pretty comfortable. Oh, excuse the underwear. Sorry about that. Kind of a comfortable little closet. You know, I'm not traveling super light nor super heavy, but you know, it's taking care of my needs in that respect. So there you have it. Nice little place. A nice little place to hide. Let's hide. In Pattaya, actually it's called Kluea, which is up north of Pattaya, kind of up in the Wangamat area. So, all right then. Great place. I recommend it highly.
Good night.